So it's going to be another movie review. This one's called Pieces, 1982. I'm giving it 5 stars. I love this flick. As I mentioned to Adrian in my last video comment, it was hosted by Joe Bob Briggs years ago. And anyways, it's got two versions on this disc, the English dub and the Spanish with subtitles. And I watched the English version. I thought they were both the same, so I didn't even bother watching the Spanish version with the English subtitles. But anyway, I saw a review here on Netflix. Oh, here it is. Yeah. This person didn't like it. He says, or they say, so bad it can be good, as others have noted. I assumed it's a he, since this is a misogynist movie. Violence against naked women, white women. Anyways, the tennis game is one of the most inept pieces of filmmaking ever. Yeah. The director, whatever his name is, he taught the actors how to lob tennis balls over the net. Anyways, I think Christopher George, real life wife, plays the Blondie tennis coach. She's not very convincing as a professional tennis player. Anyways, it goes on, but I saw this back in the 80s in a 42nd Street movie house, and the audience wasn't thrilled. My favorite moment came when Linda Day George said approximately, "You mean while we were playing tennis, that monster was in here killing this poor girl? Bastard," she says to there. Then again, bastard. And now the audience started getting restless. You could hear a kind of low murmur of discomfort. Bastard! I never actually heard a 42nd Street movie audience burst out in disgust. Didn't think it possible, but it happened here. And a prospective critic a few rows behind me even shouted out bad acting. Yeah, that's the whole point. It's so bad that it's good. And Adrian said it wasn't as good as The Prowler. Adrian's in the chat room. Grizzly and Without Warning. I think I have Grizzly on my Netflix queue already. Yeah, it's in my queue. Without Warning. What else was Christopher George in? Let's look it up. No results on Netflix, Without Warning. Oh man, it's 2 a.m, mate. I'm ready for another nappy poo. I'm ready to sleep for a couple hours. I took the energy drink at 11:30 p.m., I think. And I was sluggish getting ready for work prematurely. I finished Pieces. I don't think I'm going to start Of Human Bondage, but anyways, let's see if I can find Without Warning on YouTube. And then I'll check to see what other, is it 1980? I'm guessing it's 1980. Jack Palance, Martin Landau? Or is it 1994? There are two films. One with one with Jack Palance, Martin Landau, Cameron Mitchell, and I'm not seeing Christopher George in this one. Let's try 1994. Nope. No Christopher George in that one either. That's weird. Okay. Well, I'll add Without Warning to my list. And then I'll update to you on my list whenever I get around to my next video movie review, which is Of Human Bondage. Oh man, I'm sleepy. I took the energy drink and like 3 hours later, Don't Go in the Woods. I've already reviewed that. Let me see if I can find the link and I'll post it in the chat. That's a great movie. One of the actresses said, "You got the clap?" Oh, bummer. I'm sorry to hear that. That's what would have happened if I would have pursued that Filipina coworker. Yesterday, I had to go to the bank to sign the personal loan paperwork, and they stuck $2,000 in my account, which cleared today. I paid all my bills, my big stack, and then I stuck almost $1,000 in my Robinhood account to buy stock this morning. So here's my channel, and it's going to show the live stream pieces. Don't Go in the Woods Alone. I think one of the actresses in that movie said that the director reached in his bunghole and dug really deep when he did this movie. Oh, it's only got 25 views. All right, here it is. Here's the link. Man, I did this review a long time ago. December 23rd, 2012. Did you say, "Me so horny, me love you long time"? Me give you clap. Anyways, there's Don't Go in the Woods. Christopher George was in In Harm's Way, 1965. Airport 77. Was he in that one? No. No, he was in The Devil's Eight, 1969, and In Harm's Way, 1965. I got him mixed up with Christopher Lee in Airport 77. Duel with Denise Weaver. Oh, that's a Steven Spielberg movie from 1971. I'm going to have to add that to my Netflix queue. I'm going to take off a Terrence Fisher movie. Cool. All right. What else can I say about Pieces before I get into the storyline? It's got a lot of gore. It's got full frontal. It's got the cool sounding Goblin soundtrack. I don't know why Adrian thinks that it's inferior to the Prowler, but maybe it's the bad acting. I thought the bad acting actually made it funny, especially when she keeps repeating "bastard." Like Christopher George's wife, the blondie tennis star who doesn't know how to play tennis. Yeah, that guy was in a bunch of movies. Yeah, I think he played Bluto in Popeye. I have to put his name in the description box. I remember watching Popeye on the big screen with Robin Williams. And he's pretty big. Like he's looks like he's eating a lot of Burger King. He's on the Burger King diet, and they even promote Wendy's. The kid who's helping out Christopher George, he's blatantly cross promoting Wendy's with this yellow and red lettering on his soda cup. Anyways, let's do this. I'll scroll down and I'll delete Horror of Dracula, 1958, with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Looks like another Hammer gothic horror. And then I'll add Duel. I'll re-add Horror of Dracula later. Cool. So what was I reading about Pieces on Wikipedia? Lots of good stuff on here. Co-production between Spain, the United States, and Puerto Rico. It was filmed largely in the Boston, Massachusetts area. While not prosecuted for obscenity, the film was seized and confiscated in the UK under Section 3 of the Obscene Publications Act 1959 during the Video Nasty controversy, which is Mary Whitehead, basically. Yeah, I need to rest, man. Let me add Duel real quick. All right. What else? What else about this? It's kind of like a. It's like if Herschel Gordon Lewis had been alive, or if he had been doing movies instead of promoting junk mail in 1982, he would have done this movie. In fact, there's some confusion about Joe D'Amato getting involved with this. It says, contrary to popular belief, Joe D'Amato was not involved in this production. Anyways, although the film was set in the United States, specifically in Boston, it was mainly shot in and around Valencia, Spain, home of the director, though some exterior filming took place in Boston. The shoot lasted 4 weeks with the cast and crew, and another week went by to film the special effects for an estimated budget of $300,000. Anyways, according to the interview with the director on the Grindhouse DVD version of the film, which I did not see, the director says that none of the female stars of the film knew how to play tennis, even though they were supposed to be portraying professional players. Yeah, I kind of noticed that. But, Adrian left. I guess he's heard enough. Got a couple of mentions from Adrian, and I added one to my list. I added another one to my Netflix queue. So, cool. So it starts out in 1942. A 10-year-old boy named Timmy, chastised by his mother, who compared him to his father for playing with a jigsaw puzzle of a nude woman. You see that jigsaw puzzle quite a bit, and it's got full frontal. And there's another full frontal scene, one of the kill scenes, where I believe the victim gets her torso torn off by chainsaw. It's a ripoff on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it's kind of a cross between a non-franchise splatter flick and an Italian giallo. Because it's got that plot twist. You think the murderer is the guy that Adrian was talking about, the big dude with the chainsaw chopping up the trees. Anyway, after Timmy's mother orders him to dispose of the puzzle, he returns with an axe, murders her, then dismembers her body with a hacksaw. I guess he's not into chainsaws yet. When the police arrive, Timmy hides in the closet and pretends to be a witness to the crime. The police believe Timmy's story, and he's sent to live with his auntie. That part seemed highly unlikely. Anyways, 40 years later, after witnessing a skateboarder smash into a mirror, a black-clad figure, mysterious person who's hiding his face with a black scarf or something, opens a box containing the bloody clothing and a photograph of Timmy's mother. He also unboxes the bloody jigsaw puzzle and starts to put it together. I'm reading the plot off of Wikipedia because I'm so dang tired I can't even remember all the scenes. But get lazy like that with all my movie reviews. Anyways, while studying outside in broad daylight, a girl is decapitated with a chainsaw by an unidentified killer who steals her head. Lieutenant Bracken, Christopher George, and his partner Sergeant Holden investigate the murder. The school's dean asks Professor Brown, who teaches anatomy, to give the detectives a tour of the school. Outside, the groundskeeper, Willard, that's the guy that Adrian is talking about. He's kind of mean and menacing looking. And he looks at you like this. Like he turns his head sideways and he looks at you with the corner of his eye. Anyways, Outside, the groundskeeper Willard is seen trimming a hedge with a chainsaw. In the library, a student named Kendall receives a note given by a girl to come to the pool later. The killer finds it and tracks down the girl at the pool, where she is brutally killed with a chainsaw. That's the second kill. There's got to be at least 5 of them in this. Willard later arrives on the scene and is arrested, believed to be a suspect. Based on what? I don't know. It's like the first scene. The kid just comes out of the closet all bloodied, and he's crying, and the police think he's a victim or something. Anyways, hard to believe all these nonsensical scenes, but it's part of what makes this movie great, I think. Near the pool, they found the chainsaw and the girl's body parts, save for her torso. Yeah, that was pretty gruesome. There's a lot of gruesome scenes in this one. Lots of blood and body parts. Anyways, maybe that's why it got a Video Nasty box office, $2 million in the US on a $400,000 budget. Not bad. Pretty decent profit on this one. The next day, Dr. Jennings meets with Kendall at the station and hopes that he can help provide a profile of the murderer. Bracken brings in an undercover cop named Mary Riggs. That's Christopher George's wife, who is also a former tennis player. She's not very good at tennis, though, in this one. Bracken explains to Holden that she will pose as a tennis instructor at the college, and that Kendall is going to assist her whenever he can. Yeah, Kendall's got a crush on her. He wants to bone her big time. As a reporter named Sylvia Costa is stonewalled by Bracken, the killer stalks a girl later that evening, saws off her arms inside an elevator just before Kendall and the police arrive. Yeah, that was a pretty cool scene. Third kill. That same evening, the killer also stalks Sylvia and stabs her on a waterbed. Another great scene. He just takes a knife and stabs it right through her head. On the waterbed, with the waterbed's all bloody. That's the fourth kill, I think. Later the next day, one of Mary's tennis students, Susie, goes in the locker room and the killer plays music on the loudspeakers. She gets chased down by the killer. As she pees herself, kind of reminiscent of Last House on the Left, the killer saws into the room and ends up killing Susie by being sawed in half. Another great scene when they open up the door to find Susie, or half of Susie, I should say. Is that the fifth kill? One. Must be the fifth or sixth. While Mary and Kendall focus on turning off the music, the killer steals the girl's legs and escapes. Kendall presents his theory to Holden about the killer being a member of the faculty, since he knows when and where to strike before avoiding the police. They spend hours researching files on the faculty. That's when Kendall's got his Wendy's cup of soda, blatantly cross-promoting Wendy's, and discover that the dean previously changed his name and that his mother was brutally murdered, discovering that he was Timmy. Meanwhile, Mary is drugged by the dean at his apartment and attempts to saw off his feet, since the previous victim's feet did not fit his mother's shoes for the puzzle. Bracken, Holden, and Kendall burst into the dean's apartment, and he's shot dead by Bracken while Kendall rescues Mary. And that's not even the ending. The ending is the witches. Oh, Jeff Jaffe is in the chat room. Man, you're up pretty early this morning, 2:31 a.m. West Coast time. It must be you must be on the right coast or something. Anyways, where are you going to watch Pieces? I got it on Netflix. I don't know where you're going to get it. I didn't see it on YouTube. I saw the trailer though. The Witches. I have not reviewed The Witches, but I will look for that. See if I can find it on Netflix or YouTube. Uh, 1967 or 66. I'm confused. Is this with Joan Fontaine? Oh, it's a Hammer picture. Okay. I will add that to my Netflix queue and take off some Sam Newfield. Well, thanks for coming in the chat room. I got a recommendation from Jeff Jaffe to add The Witches, a 1967 Hammer flick. So I'm going to do that right now. Then I'm going to take a 2-hour nap, something like that, before I go to work. And no telling how many hours I'll get with that crazed manager trying to change my schedule. I guess I'll find out when I get there. When I start loading my van, that's when he usually shows up. So probably get a little tiny route in the morning and another one in the afternoon. And then I'll go home at like 4. But I don't really care because all I got to do is get this piece of paper notarized for my birth certificate. And then hopefully I can send the paperwork to the tax collector in Butte County. Oh, man. What a hassle. But all I got to do is get that thing notarized, get my birth certificate, get my mother's death certificate, and then wait 4 to 6 weeks to all right. So I'm going to delete Go Get 'Em Haynes, 10 laps to go. Then I'm going to add The Witches. Cool. So I got 2 mentions from Adrian and 1 recommendation from Jeff Jaffe. Excellent. One of my newer subscribers. So now I got 4 fans: Jeff Jaffe, Professor Quiz, Adrian, and Karate Man. This is getting to be intense. I removed Go Get 'Em Haynes and 10 laps to go, double feature. And I'm adding The Witches. Cool. Hammer collection with Joan Fontaine. I guess she was washed up. Kind of like Betty Davis around this time. So she started doing gothic horror. Well, thanks for popping by, Adrian and Jeff Jaffe. Jeff Jaffe says, have you ever reviewed The Witches 1966? I'm going to watch pieces and come back to your review. Thanks. Maybe he has it in his collection already. So, without warning, was added to my list. Duel was added to Netflix, and The Witches was added to Netflix. Excellent. I got 3 from you, my fans. Cool. Well, somebody's in chat room. I'm about to wrap this up, though. So I've gone over 30 minutes. I'm ready for another nappy poo. I've been taking lots of naps these past 2 days after working 60 hours, 5 days straight. I think it really burned me out. But even now when I go on the energy drink, I still feel a little groggy. It's hard to keep my eyes open. Laters.